Hello, this is the most helpful book ever published tutorials, Quick Start Training Manual, Analyses Building Course. Welcome to the educational training references for the most helpful book ever published. This material has been prepared to assist you for a better understanding of the valuable concepts and lessons offered in this rare work of literature called the most helpful book ever published. Use this easy training manual to increase your comprehension for a better experience to enjoy this rare work of literature. This is the Quick Start Training Manual. This Quick Start tutorial is very easy to use. This informative material is specially designed to quickly provide a fast and easy quality comprehension to guide you through this interesting and exciting lesson for your added enjoyment. Learn so much more using this tutorial guide. The Quick Start Training Manual is designed and written for the most helpful book ever published. About the manual. Use this Quick Start Manual as a supplement guide for additional information that teaches users of the most helpful book ever published how to easily use this book. Improve comprehension with screenshots of the actual book pages showing easy and simple steps to get you up and running immediately, making the material more fun and interesting to learn. Learn all about using the interesting concepts presented in the most helpful book ever published to help you understand how to interpret the material in easier ways, adding to your knowledge and enjoyment. Now learning is even more fun. Use this specially prepared manual for assistance. General Training Manual Contents. Training Manual Subject Title, Date, with a general introduction to content description. Quick Start Training Manual Logo Cover. Learning Aid Acknowledgement to the most helpful book ever published and copyright. The General Training Manual Contents page. The Quick Start lesson containing easy steps instructions with actual page screenshots. Now, here is the lesson. Understanding charts. How can the chapters be applied to charts? It is recommended that you examine the chapters 1 through 8 of the most helpful book ever published, in the previous section prior to reading this pattern charts section. Chapters 1 through 8 will give you a background of the measures used in the new science of personality to study the habits or patterns of people, which are also used to understand the business environment, which were not available in the past of the old business world. Each chapter talks about a matrix or measure of a habit or pattern to study people. It is important to understand the habits or patterns of people in the business world in order to capitalize upon serving their needs. For example, look at the Learn and Adopt analyses of the screenshot of page 15, of Chapter 1, for the Earth Group, from the most helpful book ever published, shown at the top here. Now, as you look at page 15 here at the top, look below, at the blow-up screenshot, of the same page showing the first analysis for the Earth Group. It says, you have a tendency to be in contact with living creatures. The living creature can be a pet, insect, another person, or plant life. Anything that is alive. This strong urge needs fulfillment in your life. How to use the Learn and Adopt analyses for business. For example, the first analysis shown here states that the Earth Group has a tendency to be in contact with living creatures. One good goal for businesses is to try to blend, in, their products or services in tune with the 4 customer birthday groups of, earth, water, fire, or air. By studying the Learn and Adopt analyses in the chapters in the previous section, businesses can learn how to please these 4 birthday groups better with their goods or services to increase sales, for more profits. After reading just one chapter, try to think of a strategy you can apply to benefit from that chapter. Chapter 6, of the most helpful book ever published, talks about the organic and inorganic ability of the 4 groups. This chapter suggests that 50% of the 4 groups, earth, and water, desire organic products, or products, which are alive, such as plants, pets, or products resembling anything alive, like stuffed animals. The other 50% of the 4 groups, air, and fire, desire inorganic products, or products which are not alive, such as materials, objects, machines, or products, resembling anything that is not alive, like toy cars, for example. Take this information and apply it to your business. Applying the chapters to charts. Although you do not need any advanced knowledge or skills, here is a quick overview to give you some general background information to answer the question, why are pattern charts important? Understanding pattern charts. Pattern charts are used with model ideas to improve business profits. Model ideas are campaign strategies to generate sale promotions using the pattern charts. The pattern charts are the results of repeated patterns that naturally occur through life discovered from simple observations to make predictions in sales. When model ideas are combined and applied to the pattern charts, sales improve and business success results. Using these pattern charts are the tools giving businesses the most educated results of expected sales. Note: the application steps provided next will help you to easily arrange these advanced technical pattern charts without needing any special knowledge or skills to improve the business you are interested in. Here are the steps to easily start applying pattern charts. First, obtain your copy of the most helpful book ever published. Here, near the bottom, is a picture of the book cover. More information to receive a copy is provided at the end of this tutorial. Note: see pages 97 to 106 and 106 to 267, showing the actual chart examples for chapters to charts instructions, in the business section, of the most helpful book ever published, for the chapters to charts instructions. Second, birthday drawings or applications used to register customers for any number of reasons such as for discounts, club memberships, or order information, both online or offline, are tools you can use to find out which birthday groups your customers are associated with. If they are organic, they are going to desire living products. If they are inorganic, they are going to desire products not living. Third, match a business with a product or service to a pattern chart describing the 4 groups of earth, water, fire, or air. Use the pattern chart description of trends, flaws, conditions, friends, adherence, organic, compatibility, or energy, talking about what the 4 groups value the most in life for clues as to what in particular they desire. Use these desires from the pattern chart descriptions to figure out which product or service the winning majority group would likely buy from your business when they visit you. Use the tallies, from the accumulated birthday drawings, and applications, to your advantage, to determine which group visits your business the most so, you know what category of products would most likely sell in this case as indicated from Chapter 6, products being organic or inorganic. Be sure to test your products and services in your business to learn better ways to serve your customers. Testing is the means to provide an opportunity to measure and perfect your business production. Conducting a test to see which category of products will sell among the 4 birthday groups of earth, water, fire, or air, will provide you with valuable information. Knowing where to spend your time, energy, resources, and overhead costs, will give you the maximum leverage needed to boost your profits. Learning as much as you can about your customers is essential for increasing profits. A helpful tip about testing. Note: finding creative ways to conduct your tests will provide you with many ways to learn more about your business practice. Each chapter, in the most helpful book ever published, provides you with different ways to learn and interpret more about your customers, and this sets you up with an opportunity to take a creative approach to test your products and services further and further to gain additional profits. For example, Chapter 2 talks about the general flaws of each of the 4 groups of earth, water, fire, or air, has, and this creates a need for some kind of a way to counteract those flaws. This leaves an opportunity for businesses to come along and resolve those problems. In particular, Chapter 2 indicates that the earth group needs more energy. This tells us that if you test products or services that preserve or increase energy levels, the earth group has a need for this kind of product or service. Holding a drawing online or offline, for a box of all-natural energy fruit snack bars or for a free online cooking seminar to prepare high-energy foods would be a good idea. It is probable the Earth Group would likely be your customer. Remember to keep good records. The importance of birthday records. It is important for businesses to achieve good birthday records from customers in an attempt to serve the customer better. This information can be easily obtained from customer contact methods using applications, customer contest drawing slips, postcards, telephone questionnaires, or any other methods you can think of to obtain customer birthday records. Follow the ideas mentioned here. Get started generating profits using the business guide section, in the most helpful book ever published. Try as much as possible to match a business with a product or service to a chapter from the previous section containing chapters 1, 2, 8, describing the 4 groups of earth, water, fire, or air. Use a method such as a drawing slip, or application, to obtain the birthday of a customer and tally up the birthdays to determine the winning majority group of either earth, water, fire, or air, visiting your business. Make good use of the chapter descriptions in the previous section of the most helpful book ever published, of trends, flaws, conditions, friends, adherence, organic, compatibility, or energy, talking about what the 4 groups value the most in life for clues as to what in particular they desire. Use their desires from the descriptions mentioned in those chapters, 1 through 8, as clues to figure out which product or service the winning majority group from your drawings would most likely buy from your business when they visit you. Simple examples to apply the pattern charts to businesses are listed on pages 103 to 106. One example from the listings is the arcade game business. Hold a birthday drawing to determine which group among earth, water, fire, or air is the winning majority group visiting your business, determined by holding your drawings. Promote the service to the majority group learned from the drawing, and use chapter 1 that describes what the majority group would desire in a service to increase the chance of selling your service with greater success. For example, chapter 1 describes the earth group, desiring anything alive, such as pets, plants, or anything living. You may consider offering any gaming machines resembling life, such as machines. Yes, machines, an idea to use these machines containing nature sounds of animals, weather, or water, or machines styled with visual themes of nature such as mountains, forests, or anything natural. Also, consider environmental decorations styled by hanging or posting plants around those machines, if possible. Examine all the trends of the Earth Group, in Chapter 1, of the most helpful book ever published, carefully to determine particular customized services most likely to sell to this winning majority group visiting your business, determined by the drawing you held. The most helpful book ever published, provides simple examples to apply pattern charts to businesses listed on page 103, and ends on page 106, of the business section. For example, as you look up the business listed on page 103, and ending on page 106, it says, Model Idea, Arcade Game Business Adjusts Service to the Customer's Birthday. Chart used is the Trend Pattern Chart, found on page 109, to page 110. And so on, listing ideas of businesses indicating what chart was used and what pages the chart can be found on. In this particular example, shown here, the arcade game business listing used the trend pattern chart found on page 109. Therefore, looking up the arcade game business listing on page 109, will display a trend pattern chart talking about all the major trends associated with the groups of earth, water, fire, and air, with each group's birth date ranges, and a trend description of each group. By reading these descriptions of each group using the trend pattern chart, you can learn about what these groups desire to serve them better with goods and services. For example, as you look up the business listed on page 103, shown here at the top is a screenshot of page 109 of chapter 1, for the Earth Group, from the most helpful book ever published. Now, as you look at the screenshot of page 109, in the pattern chart section of pattern chart number 2, look below, at the bottom of this close-up, of the same page, showing the trend description for the Earth Group, and in the red outlined box, it says, Trends. People in the Earth Group will tend to live a better life when they observe these major trends. The Earth Group has a tendency to be in contact with living creatures. The living creature can be a pet, insect, another person, or plant life. Anything that is alive. This strong urge needs fulfillment in the life of the Earth Group. The Earth Group tends to be in need for a consistent schedule. It is important for the Earth Group to stay on a routine schedule for a happier life. The Earth Group does not like situations where they draw much attention. For example, speaking before a group of people or performing in a solo part in a concert or play. Rather, the background position is where the Earth Group is the most comfortable. Use these desires from the pattern chart descriptions, such as the example shown here of the Earth Group, to figure out which product or service the winning majority group would likely buy from your business when they visit you. If your winning majority group is the Earth Group determined by your tally from birth date drawings, you would use the pattern chart description example shown here. Now you have an idea of what the Earth Group desires to serve them better in your business. Note: the red square box around the Earth Group section indicates that a report is available on the next page. In this example, being page 110. This report will only be about the Earth Group trends. For example, look up the arcade game business listing on page 110, from the most helpful book ever published, to see the trend pattern chart report for only the Earth Group that was indicated on page 109, with the red square box around the Earth Group section. Repeat steps 1 to 3 to easily start applying pattern charts. Note: look at the report on page 110, shown here, at the top. Now, as you look at page 110, here, look below, at the bottom, at the close-up of the same page, showing the screenshot, close-up, of the arcade game business listing, of the trend pattern chart report, for only the Earth Group pattern section, of the report here on page 110, in the business section of the most helpful book ever published. Use the pattern section of this whole report shown below for ideas to customize your goods and services to the Earth Group in this example, as it states the ideas shown below. Under ideas it says, offer any gaming machines that resemble life, such as machines containing nature sounds of animals, weather, or water, or machines styled with visual themes of nature such as mountains, forests, or anything natural. Also, consider environmental decorations styled by hanging or posting plants around those machines if possible. Examine all the trends of the Earth Group carefully to determine particular customized services likely to sell to this winning majority group visiting your business. This concludes the tutorial.